are back with Unforgettable Conversations. We have a very special guest, the one and only Roger himself, the coach, the GOAT. Let me get you a little applause.
Let's go.
Sorry,
what's up, man?
I have to mess with the buttons. If not, I'll end up not enjoying the features of the pod track. But how you doing, brother?
Good. How are you, man? It's a beautiful day, beautiful morning. Went on a 3-mile run this morning.
Dang, already.
Started my day off good.
Just a quick little 5K.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's everything with the gym? Because I think a lot of the Bromigos don't know that you are maybe the first guest that I've ever had on here that is extremely fit, but then also the one and only guest that maybe has a six-pack that no one else has ever had. I can guarantee you're the closest one.
Okay. Well, what do you mean? How's the gym? Like, what do you want to know what I do for workouts or like?
I think for me, since I haven't gone to the gym in a long time, I feel like there's a big shift in what used to be the gym versus what is the gym now, especially with, I guess you could say, influencers. And I feel like in a weird way, you kind of are a little bit of a gym influencer now that you're doing online coaching as well.
Sure. Yeah. Well, so I started working out like 3 years ago, gym wise. Started off with simple bro split, do like chest and shoulders one day, back and buys one day, then like a day full of just arms, and then a day full of legs. And then I was like, after the first year, I'm like, this is a little much. I need to reduce the amount of time I spend at the gym just because I felt like I was wasting time kind of, you know. And so I went to the push-pull leg split, and I've been doing that the last 2 years. Recently, I've kind of inquired a little bit of more athletic training, just because I went through a phase of I want to get massive, and I want to put on as much muscle as I can. Did the whole macro and micro nutrient counting calories, doing all that. And I saw progress. I definitely put on some mass, so much so that I took a fall. And, playing sports, I'm pretty used to taking falls and jumping and falling and getting up. And I mean, it's pretty normal to me, right? But I took this fall. I was riding my skateboard with my dog. He was pulling me on my skateboard and took a turn way too fast. And I knew I was going to fall. I fell. And I just felt like I crushed myself in between the concrete and my mass. And I just felt like the heaviest weight I've ever felt. And I was like, I did not like it. I did not like it. Tying my shoes I would get out of breath. Going up the stairs, I would get out of breath. I'm like, what is going on, bro? I'm not fat. Like, I don't understand why I'm so like
out of breath.
Yeah, I just felt like out of shape. Like it just, and again, I was strong, felt good in the gym. I still, looked decent. I definitely had some like more body fat, but I was still, good shape and strong. And then I went on this, sorry, I'm kind of like veering off, but we'll go back to the gym right now. I went on a month-long road trip with my dog and my dad.
Okay.
This year, and I accidentally. So before that is when I was weighing like 215. That's like the most I've ever weighed. And body fat percentage was probably like 20%, 25%. So I went on this road trip and accidentally kind of went on a cut. I mean, we ended up eating like once a day kind of, just because we're like sightseeing, hiking, driving, and just, we just didn't think about eating kind of. And it was just like, oh, wait, we should eat. Like we should eat before we hit, the camp spot or, so we ended up eating like once a day, and I ended up coming back from the road trip 190, 195-ish.
It's pretty good.
So I lost like 15 pounds.
Yeah.
18, 15 pounds. And I mean, I was shredded, but definitely small. Like bros at the gym were like, bro,
what happened to you?
like you're skinny now. I'm like, whoa, like,
Whoa, that's an insult. I mean, that's a compliment for me. But if anybody ever wants to call me skinny, I won't take it as an insult.
yeah, man. I just wasn't used to it. I'm like, oh man, maybe I felt good. Like I felt good. I'm like, I look good. My six pack is like crazy right now, but I definitely I noticed. I was like, yeah, it's a lot smaller.
So the less intake, I guess you could say, the more the more of a cut or an emphasis on your muscles there is. Let's tie into where this all started in the beginning. Like, what made you want to go into the gym in the first place?
So I started. Okay, so 7th grade.
7th grade. Okay,
Dude.
let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, I played, baseball, t-ball, whatever, all that. But it didn't get like serious until like 7th grade. My buddy's like, "Hey, you should join my football team." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know, man. I've never played football." My mom, she's like scared of it, and took some convincing. But I started playing football, and initially I was a little freaked out. I'm like, "Dang, I'm gonna get hit. Like, I've never gotten hit, and I don't want to be weak. I don't want to be small." So I didn't know how to do a push-up. I asked my dad and I asked my uncle, who's now I train with. I'm like, how do I do a push-up? And, they showed me. I couldn't do one in 7th grade. So I started practicing. I did 1, and then I could do 2, and then I did 5, and then it turned into 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups every morning and every night.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get to that point?
Probably took, I don't know, probably like a month or 2 to get.
Okay, I'm over here thinking like, oh, by senior year he was able to do that. No, you were
No,
like,
no.
it took me like a couple weeks.
No, yeah, like I mean, I was adamant. I'm like, I'm not gonna be weak on this team, and I got my football pads, and I would run up and down the stairs. I would run up and down the neighborhood, just because I was like, I don't know, I was scared, I guess you could say, and I wanted to prepare, and the only way I knew how, and this was back when like YouTube fitness was like, well, new to me, and I would look up how to get 6-pack abs.
Oh, the famous YouTube search.
Yeah,
6-pack
man.
abs, and it's like, get a 6-pack abs in 60 seconds. Remember those videos?
Literally. And I would do them. I would do whatever those videos would do, and I was like, I don't know, but whatever. So I committed to 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups every morning and every night, like nonstop. And come to practice, everyone's like, dude, you're huge. And they're like, how do you have a 6-pack in 7th grade? And I was like, well, I do this. And they're like, wow, yeah. No one did that in 7th grade, at least on my team.
What 7th grader is actually like getting up and like doing that many push-ups I mean, even adults don't even do that.
Right, yeah.
So let alone a kid that's doing that.
Yeah, so that's where it started, man, and ever since I've been at it, man. So I've been working out since 7th grade. I'm like, what are you, like 12, 11 in 7th grade?
Like that, yeah.
Something like
Then
that.
you start going up. So once you got up to high school, did you do sports in high school?
Yeah, I played football and baseball.
Okay.
And obviously playing sports, I mean, you're in the weight room. You have to be, whether you want to or not. And I mean, I wanted to. Again, it just kind of transitioned into, weightlifting, because all of 7th and 8th grade was just only push-ups and sit-ups.
Right.
So come freshman year of high school, football, we started lifting weights, and it was pretty new to me. I didn't really, I mean, it was new to me. So thankfully my Coach Tim Garcia at Ventura High was pretty knowledgeable in the weight room, and looking back now, I'm like, oh, he did know what he was saying, and super grateful for that. So he taught me a lot in the weight room as far as like form, technique, what sets and reps are, and we would do like circuits, more like athletic explosiveness training.
Right.
So that's where I kind of got my foundation in the weight room. Did that for the 4 years. Studied at Westmont, played 1 year of college ball for baseball. And that was probably one of my highest points, or my, I was super athletic and strong at the same time. That was the first time I benched 315.
Whoa, that's a good
amount. It was like, I mean, it was just like, again, there at Westmont, it was pretty intense. I mean, it's school, and then weight room in the morning, school, church, because it was a private Christian college, and then practice for like 2-3 hours after that, and then get back to the dorm, study, and then repeat the cycle. So it was just like nonstop, and also food was readily available to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like 3 great meals at minimum every day.
Every single day.
Every day.
Dang.
Yes.
So in a weird way, because back in high school, in Ventura High School, they would do normally 5 a.m. workouts, right?
Yeah.
Like zero period.
Yeah.
The reason I know this is because I played football at Ventura High School as well for 3 years,
Nice.
and from freshman to junior year. And I remember those like early morning, it's super cold, you're meeting up with all the guys, you're hitting the gym, it sucks, and then you still have to go through your entire day. I feel like that's a rarity for someone to do that, especially in high school, unless they're in sports. And the fact that you went through that, and I know that it sucks sometimes waking up that early, and then also having probably practice at the end of after school and whatnot, going home, eating, either doing your homework, and then going to do the same process over again to continue past that. And after you graduated, to go do the same thing at that private school. Do you feel like it was hard for you to do that, to like transition? Like, I'm graduating in high school, going into college, and I'm still doing the same thing. Do you think it was? Do you feel like it was hard for you?
It was definitely another level of seriousness. And I mean, now the sport is like a class where there's plays, there's coverages, and it's like serious. Like, you can't just get by. Because I mean, in high school, I was athletic, and I mean, I was pretty skillful. But I also put in work,
Mm-hmm.
There it was like, no, you have to be skillful and you have to put in the work. And like, you're giving up all your time to this, like trying to perfect your craft there. They were expecting me to put more time outside of the time that they already forcing us to be there. Not forcing us, but we have practice at this time, we have weight room at this time, we have this at this time. And now I expect you to be in the batting cages like on your own time. I'm like, bro, when am I going to do everything else I need to do, So in that sense, it was hard. But it was just harder because it was way more serious. It was essentially the same thing, just at a 10 times the
10
level.
times more, yeah. Because now it's like the older you get, the harder it is to physically work out and do all this stuff. But also, you feel like now that you're an adult in college, you have more freedoms, but at the same time, it involves more disciplines.
For sure.
Because it's no longer like, hey, Dad, can you take me to practice? It's, hey, I have to find a way to get to practice.
Yeah.
And that consistency, I feel like that eventually transitions into where you're going to end up going to in the storyline, which would be eventually getting into the gym.
Right.
When you first got introduced to the gym afterwards, what was that first introduction, or was it just you personally going to the gym?
Excuse me.
No worries.
So there was a period where I stopped working out altogether after my first year of college because I stopped playing baseball. I played baseball my whole life. I was pretty over it. And when you get at that level, you start to realize, oh man, I'm not as good as I thought I was. Like, these guys are really good, and it's going to, cost a lot of my time and effort to, just to catch up almost. And I mean, looking back now, I'm like, man, I should have put in the work. But at the time I was like, there's no way. Like, I think I've met my finish line here, and I'm gonna, back off and focus on school. And so I did, but I had all this time that I didn't know what to do with, because typically, I mean, my whole life, if I'm not at school, I was at practice.
Mm-hmm.
And that practice takes a lot of your day. And then you get home and you're just drained. You don't really want to do anything else other than eat and go to sleep,
Right.
So I had so much time that I was like, what do I do? And I didn't really figure it out. I just kind of went through it, and I kind of got fat. I got up to 215, not looking good. My body composition I'd never seen it like that. I remember stepping on the scale and seeing 215 in my eyes. I mean, I was like, wait, what? There's no way. Like, I've never been this heavy in my life. I've always been at like 185, 195. And so I was like, I got to do something. I got to do something that is exercise, but I'm not going to look at it as exercise. You know, I don't want to be forcing myself to, you know, essentially going back to, you know, practice. You got to be here. You got to be at the weight room. I just wanted something fun that would be exercise. So I'll never forget, I was at Toppers, and you know how they have those like action sports on the TVs. And there was this guy ripping through a forest on his bike. I'm like, I want to do that. I want to do that. So I bought a super cheap bike on Amazon, and I was obsessed with fixies. I don't know why, but I bought a fixie on Amazon. It was like $200. I started riding it every night, 20 minutes, 5 miles, just around my neighborhood. It took me like 20 minutes for 5 miles, and I just like would haul, pedal to the metal as hard as I can for the whole 20 minutes. Probably like 6 months of doing that, 7 months, I got back down to like 185. And I also went camping with my buddy, and it was like a yearly camping trip. And one of my friend's dad's friend was like, dude, you look super good, man. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I ride my bike every night. I ride my bike every night. And so it transitioned into like, okay, now I'm at a good base again. Mm-hmm. I kind of want to start building some muscle, like, you know, toning back up and feeling good about myself. And so I was like, all right, well, what's something I could do like every day, no matter where I am? Like, it doesn't matter if I'm on vacation or I'm in the woods. Like, what's something I can, calisthenics. Okay, let's do calisthenics. I can do that forever. And I'm not going to, you know, grow my muscles so big and stretch out my skin to where, you know, later down the line when I'm older, I'm going to look saggy.
Yeah, no one wants to look like that. Can you explain what calisthenics is for the Bromigos?
For sure. I mean, calisthenics is any body movement, essentially lifting or exercising with only body weight. Pull-ups, push-ups, squats. I know calisthenics is towards like, you know, doing muscle ups and doing all these crazy tricks on the bars, but essentially it's just body weight exercise.
Right.
So I was like, that's something I could do everywhere and anywhere. And I'm not gonna, and it's gonna be something I can do when I'm older too. So I started with that. I saw some results, definitely gained some strength that, you know, biking wasn't giving my upper body. And I liked it. I still like it. But my uncle, who I now train with, he's like, bro, let's go to the gym. And keep in mind, when he was younger, when he was our age, he was, I mean, jacked. Like I pull up pictures of him when he was our age at the gym, and it's just like, what the, because okay, right now, right now people are like, dude, you look amazing. They tell my uncle, and he does. He looks great. And I'm like, dude, no, look at him right here. Like, this is our age. And he's like, bro, what? He's just shredded to the T. Like, his abs are just insane. His pec, everything's just insane. Anyway, he was training. He trained also since high school up until like 32, I think. Took like an 18-year break because of life. And then he's like, let's go to the gym. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, I was already, you know, working out. And so it just was like an easy transition. Yeah, let's go to the gym. Sure. And so we started. I started in August of 2022.
Okay. Yeah.
And you know, I was fit, but I wasn't like, I didn't really know. I was just like, yeah, let's go. Like, I'm already doing this. Let's do it.
Like, you were already conditioned with bicycling and like being outdoors and whatnot, so you were already kind of like physically there, and with the calisthenics as well.
Yeah. And I felt good. I was like, yeah, you know, I look good. I feel good. And so started, and within like the first 3 months, I was like, whoa, my body's like changing. Like, there's bumps and cuts that I really haven't seen before like this. And so it just, that like pivotal moment took me to where I am now, where I'm like, all right, I don't really want to stop going to the gym now. Like, I'm going to keep going. And so I just kind of fell in love with how my body was changing, the strength that I was gaining. And so, yeah, it was just a snowball effect. And I'm just like, I'm just going to keep going until I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going
until the wheels fall off, pretty much.
Basically. And so now here we are, 3 years later. This last August was 3 years.
Dang.
And yeah, this is, I mean, the best I've ever looked. It's the strongest I've ever been. And going back to like being heavy, I preach mobility and stretching and working on full range of motion, because that's going to take you to the longevity that I'm looking for, aspiring to be. You know, I want to be an active dad. I want to be able to beat my son when he's in sports. You know, like I still want to be who I am, who I've been at an older age. And I feel like a lot of people, granted I'm still young, but I feel like a lot of men are like, oh man, it's just because I'm old. I'm like, I don't know. I refuse to believe it, honestly. I think there's something we can always do to prolong our youth. And a lot of that's from working out and mobility. I think mobility is more important than lifting, honestly.
Yeah, because I kind of did a deep dive on your Fit with Roger on Instagram, and I saw that you really were consistent in the gym for those amount of years, but you also posted a couple other things that I was like, I don't know why that, like, eventually an idea popped up into my head that I'm like, I'm gonna tell Roger when I have him on the podcast, but I'll say it right now. But what I also saw is that you were also not only doing like you're practicing what you're preaching by not only going to the gym and doing the heavy weights, but you're bicycling, because you normally show that with your dog, like when you're going on the bicycle, on trails or stuff like that, running too, and then also surfing.
Yeah.
So that like all that like little formation of different workouts brought to my mind, I'm like, Roger, when are you gonna do a Ironman? I mean, you already cycle, you already can technically swim because you're surfing, and you're running. Literally, like you ran today in the morning. So I'm like, when's it gonna happen, Roger? You're the most capable one out of all of us to do it.
You're yeah.
And the only reason I'm saying this is because I think a lot of the Romanians know that for me personally, the way I see fitness is focus on the stuff that you don't want to focus on. And like for me, it would be the conditioning stuff where it's like physically I feel like I'm strong enough to do certain things, but conditioning is the biggest thing. So what's the one thing that causes me the biggest thing? Running. And that's what I emphasize the most. So like I'm always like signing up for 5Ks, 10Ks.
I saw that.
I mean the marathons, like you name it. I already have like all of next year for like I think I have like 7 races I already signed up for.
Nice, man.
So I think, like you said, mobility is one of the biggest things. And if you notice that there's a specific area, like for me, which would be like endurance, I guess you could say, focus on that and do that. And I feel like for you, it'd be like, that'd be just a cool challenge and something cool to be able to say like, yeah, we had an Ironman on the podcast once, and then have that like story behind it where it's like, it's a lot, but I feel like you could do it.
Right. Yeah. Man, you're making me feel like I need to be accountable. So I did a triathlon, an Olympic triathlon in 2022 because I was biking so much and surfing so much at the time. Mm-hmm. Still new to weightlifting, so I was more like bicycling and surfing. So I did it in San Diego. It's the San Diego Classic.
Okay.
It was brutal, man. So I did the triathlon, but it rained the night before.
Oh.
So they canceled the swim portion, which is a mile swim. And honestly, I was freaking out about it the night before. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna. I mean, I had already swam a mile because of training and preparing for the triathlon. But it was just like, it was going to be my worst part of the triathlon. So they ended up making us run 2 miles, biking the 26.5 miles, and then running the last 6 miles.
Okay.
So originally it was supposed to be a mile swim, a 26.5 mile bike ride, and a 6 mile run. So it ended up, the only change was the swim for the 2 miles at the beginning, which was...
So like 8 miles total running, and then the 20, so pretty much a marathon on a bicycle.
Yeah.
And then, I guess you could say it's kind of like a 15K or close to a 15 kilometer run.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even
Which
without
that's
the
still a
swim,
lot. That's
without
still
the
a
swim,
lot.
bro, I was so caked. I was so done. The whole day, I just rest. Like I didn't do anything but rest, and I kind of got sick. Like, yeah, I did not feel good afterward. I don't know if it's because I didn't fuel in between the race sufficiently or what it was, but yeah, I had like a massive headache. I ended up throwing up at the end of the night, and
Dehydration, maybe, or
I mean, I don't know. I did it with 3 other buddies, and we were pretty on top of it. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe I just overexerted myself because at the last mile of the run, because I ended up beating my bunny. Like, I got way in front on the biking portion because I mean that was my strength. And then came to the last 6 miles, I was still in front. And then the last 2 miles, they were surpassing me. I'm like, no way, dude. So I was like trying to keep up. And according to my Apple Watch, it said that my heart rate got up to 200. And I was like, I mean, I don't know how accurate these things are, but I mean, I could believe it. I remember feeling like my head just pounding at the end of it. And yeah, I mean, I thought I was going to continue with the triathlons and Ironman, and maybe that is something I am going to do still. But it's super time consuming.
It is.
And it's a lot of training, even just with this Olympic distance. It was a lot of training, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Like I have a buddy that I went to school with at Westmont who just completed an Ironman at Kona in Hawaii. And I mean, super inspiring and encouraging. And I mean, he's like a top tier athlete though. Like came in like second in his age group. His name's Bryce Wall. I forgot. Bryce Morrison. But yeah, I mean, maybe that's somewhere down the line.
I could see it. I
Yeah.
could definitely see it. Let's talk about motivation, because I feel like you have to be somewhat motivated to even want to do some of these events. So where do you get your motivation from?
It's I get this question a lot at the gym, I think, and I tell people that at this point it really is just part of my life. I mean, like there's days where I don't work out and I just feel off, like I don't feel myself, and as cringy as it sounds, it really is a lifestyle in that sense where like it's just part of my day. Like I don't see a future without exercise or fitness. So I guess like a motivation is to be as youthful as I can be as I age, and to be healthy and strong and youthful enough to be the same or have the same energy and strength when I have kids. I mean, that is a big motivation for me. I want to be healthy for my kids because I do want to have kids at an older age than typical. A lot of my friends are having kids right now, 26, 27. I'm like, I'm not ready for that still.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places I want to see and things I want to do without the worry of, this. I have a child that I have to like be responsible for. And,
Right. Yeah.
I can't be jumping off of airplanes if I have a kid. I mean, I can, but it's just like irresponsible a little bit, and I plan on being responsible when I have a kid,
It's like when the kid's here, I'll be responsible. Until then, let me just kind of knock all my bucket list.
Yeah, essentially. But that is a big motivation. And I mean, seeing progress is a huge motivator too. It's like, man, I've come this far. I mean, I don't really want to go backwards and have to like restart. So, I mean, those are kind of two big motivators, I guess.
And really good ones too. I mean, like one, potential for your future children to be able to be mobile, and then the other one is your progress in itself.
Yeah.
Which is two very, because some people do it for the wrong reasons. Some people just want to like for the likes on Instagram or for the popularity or for girls or stuff like that. Yours are actually they're honorable motivators.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the aesthetic is just a bonus. I mean, that's kind of, I never really looked at it that way. It just kind of, I mean, it just comes like you look the way you look because you're working out and your body starts to form and shape, and it's like, oh, I have abs now. What the heck? Cool. Like
That's a perk. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's awesome.
And I feel good.
Yeah,
Like,
it's definitely awesome, but it's not like, oh yeah, I want to work out because I want to have abs. Like, I don't know. It's never really been that. Even though I started off the podcast with like, how to get 6-pack abs in 16 seconds.
well,
Oh,
sometimes you need to know that. How vital, I guess you could say, is nutrition?
yeah, I mean that's at least 60% of the battle. But at the same time, you don't want to overcomplicate it. I mean, as long as you have enough protein within your day, you're drinking water, and you're limiting processed foods, you'll be fine. I mean, the processed foods is a big one, and not drinking enough water is a huge one. I think we're all chronically dehydrated, and that's one thing I tell a lot of my clients. I'm like, how much water have you drank today? They're like, oh, I've drank a water bottle. It's like 3 PM. I'm like,
That's not enough.
that's not enough at all. And I like to listen to Andrew Huberman a lot. I don't know if you've heard
He's
of him.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable. I feel like
Super.
sometimes he's almost too knowledgeable. Like I really need to like put my thinking hat when I'm listening to him.
A little bit, yeah, definitely gets into the nitty gritty, but I study kinese at Westmont, and so I can kind of relate a little bit. There's some things where I'm like, I gotta look that up, but for the most part, feel really good listening to him and understand a lot of the things he says, and I feel like he does a really good job at
Explaining it or dumbing it down. I feel like he dumbs it
He
down
does.
sometimes
Yeah.
for people because sometimes he gets in the zone and he's like explaining how certain things and cells in your body react to certain
Yeah.
foods and stuff like that. And you're just kind of like, I don't know what like what microorganisms are in certain foods that actually benefit you with your vitamins, B's and C's and
Sure.
yeah, all that stuff. So it's like it gets complicated sometimes. And
Yeah.
but the more research that you do, the more understanding you have.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And he had a podcast on the importance of hydration. And so I kind of follow that guideline. He says you want at least an ounce per pound of body weight
Oh, okay.
a day. So I shoot for a gallon a day. I surpass that typically. I'm already at least 64 ounces in today. It's
It's a good
10.
amount.
It's about to be 10. So I do emphasize water intake a lot. He says because even just a 10% decrease in hydration, it decreases brain function and motor function by 20%. So I'm like, all right, this is something easy that I can do that we should be doing, and it comes with a bunch of other benefits as well. So drinking enough water is a huge one because a lot of us don't do it. I mean, I was guilty of it up until that podcast, honestly. And then eating whole foods and getting your macronutrients and really just not overcomplicating it. I mean,
Like don't go to McDonald's every single day. You'll start feeling a lot better. Drink some more water. You'll start noticing you don't have that many headaches.
Yeah.
Or you're not having to take so many Tylenols or ibuprofen. And then you said protein as well?
Yeah. Getting enough protein a day for sure. Again, he recommends, Lay Norton, which is a doctor he had on one of his podcasts, he suggests at least like 1.6 grams of protein per pound of body weight, or at least desired body weight.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like when I was counting my macros and calories, I was shooting for 210 grams of protein a day.
That's a good amount.
It was pretty hard.
That's kind of hard to do
to
too.
get it. Definitely supplemented that with like whey protein and stuff. Because it is a lot of protein, and protein is super fulfilling. So it's like you get full really easy.
Mm-hmm.
And we can kind of transition into what my nutrition looks like now.
Yeah.
I like fasting, and
Intermediate or just like a 3-day fast?
it's intermediate right now, but I also like 3-day and like 5-day fasts with water, and I take supplements on my fast. I mean, I don't know if that doesn't count as fasting. I'm sure my liver still has to process those vitamins and whatnot, but I mean, I'm not eating any solid food other than that. So I
Coffee and water?
yeah.
Okay.
And I just felt like super good. I went on a 5-day fast and I just felt amazing. Like I felt energized. I felt light. I felt like my body was like a well-oiled machine.
Like it flushed out all the
everything
toxins,
was just like working at 100%. Like it was no longer like a drag. Like, and then when I did start eating again on the 6th day, and keep in mind, like the first day sucked, obviously.
Yeah.
Second day was like even worse a little bit. At the end of the day, I'm like, I want to eat so bad right now. Woke up the third day, I'm like, oh, I feel great. You know, I just and I was also working out the same, like intensity.
Oh, so you're still doing
everything was the
everything.
same.
Dang.
Everything was the same. Nothing changed except for not eating.
Uh-huh.
And the 4th day easy, 5th day easy. 6th day I was like, I could probably go another day, but I'm like, I really want pizza today.
You're like, I need some carbs in my system.
Yeah, you know, and after that, it just felt like, oh man, my body like really received the food, even though it was a pizza. Like it just received it really well. Like it just took every nutrient possible. And so now, it kind of started with the road trip. Like I said, we kind of accidentally started eating once a day. And I liked how I felt again. So I kind of continued with that. And I was doing 1 meal a day, snacking on fruits if I needed it. If I needed food, it would be a fruit. It was nothing else, just a fruit. And then, I mean, I probably shouldn't say this, but I would eat whatever I wanted for that 1 meal. Like, it wasn't
Pizza and
always
ice cream.
terrible, you know. It wasn't always a pizza. A lot of the time it was, but no, a lot of the times I still like try to get like, you know, salmon, steak,
Right.
with some veggies. You know, still moderating, especially during the week. And so I've kind of continued with that. I went to Mexico in last month, and that one deal.
That was the overboard right there. Right? Tacos,
Everything,
everything.
Everything. And I go, when I'm on vacation, man, I'm not worried about, oh, I can't eat. Oh, I can't. I mean, there's got to be a balance, a life balance, you know. You got to enjoy.
But you still work out, because I saw that you posted that you were in Mexico. You found a gym out there and you were still working out.
Yeah, and that kind of just goes back because like I didn't work out a couple of days and I was like, man, I'm feeling bloated. I'm feeling not good. I need to do something. What do I need? Like, I haven't worked out. You know what? I need to find like something to do and work out. And so, yeah, I found a gym. And if I didn't, I would have done push-ups. Like, I mean, just something. I got to get the blood flowing, you know, aid digestion. There's a lot of benefits to working. And, you know, if you want a quick hack, work out. Like, there's no better hack than working out.
You're feeling sad, work out, and you'll feel better afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah, at least you accomplish something.
Exactly.
And you get those dopamine, endorphins, all that stuff kicking in. I think this is a perfect spot to transition to recovery.
Yeah.
What do you do for recovery?
So sleep is vital. Like, I mean, I can't stress it enough. Matt Freeman, one of the top CrossFit dudes, he was on a podcast with Joe Rogan. He goes, dude, my sleep was dialed to a T during his competition. And I honestly attribute my success to my sleep. And he had a whole routine on cutting the lights out at 7 or something like that. Making the room cool because you fall asleep easier at a cooler temperature. Mm-hmm. And then getting his like natural sunlight at also 7. So he was for sure getting 8 hours of sleep every night. And quality sleep. Mm-hmm. He's like, I got a new bed because my old bed was not doing it for me. I'm like, but sleep is vital. But he made sleep, or the comparison of sleep and steroids, a thing. He's like, bro, honestly, good sleep is almost like taking steroids.
It's that beneficial.
It's that beneficial, exactly.
It's not like taking steroids, but it's that beneficial.
Essentially, yeah. He's like, I can't compare anything else to it, man. Like everything, because he compared it to when he was doing everything else the same except for his sleep, mm-hmm. and his progress or his yeah, his progress when he wasn't sleeping well, it 10 times when he was sleeping well. So I was like, all right, I gotta, because I was terrible with sleep too. Like, I mean, I didn't really care. I would stay up late and I would wake up early. And it was like a constant thing up until like I started hitting the gym. I saw that podcast. I was like, you know what? I should
Focus
put more
on
importance on sleep. And so sleep is super important. I definitely get 8 hours of sleep. I'm doing better. There's some weekends where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stay up tonight. Just watching a movie or whatever it is. But sleep is super important. Protein obviously is super important. Eating well is super important.
Do you take any melatonin or magnesium?
I take magnesium. I definitely take a little cocktail of vitamins. Vitamin B, vitamin D, zinc, fish oil. I started taking ashwagandha. I have yet to like get results that I can share. What else am I taking? I take niacin, which is essentially a vitamin B.
I have this because I kind of do the same stuff. I have like a vitamin B complex that has all that into it, and then I put in fish oils as well. Magnesium. I actually take glucosamine mainly for my knees and my joints because in my line of work, there's a lot of bending over, check under here, move, crawl over here. So I really need it, and especially since with the running, that's another big thing for me.
I heard that works wonders.
I love it. I think it's Biflex, the company.
Okay.
They are the ones that I always go and I buy them at, like, they sell them at Target, Vons, Walmart, you name it.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more expensive, and the pills are pretty big. And it's 2 of them a day, but they honestly do work.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel a lot better, especially like after work and having to try to go work out afterwards. I've done it where it's like I ran out and I'm like, it's been like a week or two and I'm like, I haven't purchased it yet. I feel it. And I'm like, oh man, I need my vitamins. It's like almost like a drug. I'm like, I need my vitamins. My knees are starting to hurt.
Yeah.
But I would that one's one of the ones that I recommend.
Definitely, I gotta get into that then. Because I mean, you're not the first person that has told me. Thankfully, I haven't had any issues with my joints. But and like I said, I refuse to believe. Oh, I'm just getting old, man. But I mean, I obviously our body does deteriorate as we age. I mean, that it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's natural things that I can do to, enhance my performance or just normal body
or just maintenance. I see it. That's how I see it. It's like this is just basic maintenance. Like you just like a car needs an oil change. Your system needs to sometimes fast.
Yeah.
I've done the 3-day fast. I've gotten up to 4 days. After 4 days, I can't hang.
No,
I can't. I'm like, I need food. But you feel amazing afterwards. It's like you're flushing everything out. Vitamins, I feel like they're also vital because you feel better throughout the day versus when I run out, it's like I feel like today's sluggish. The other big one that you mentioned was sleep. I am one of those few advocates that are like, dude, when it comes to your bed and when it comes to your pillow, spend the money. I don't care if you have to put it on a credit card or something. Obviously, not trying to get people into debt, but spend the money for a good bed, spend the money for a good pillow, because you'd be surprised. Your attitude, your emotions, your recovery, everything gets affected by the time you wake up. That's why that old saying, like, someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It's like, yeah, because you probably didn't get a good night's sleep. You're going to have a crappy day in a weird way.
for sure.
Any other recovery?
Creatine.
Creatine,
That's one supplement that I recommend to all my clients. It's not I mean, I take pre-workout. I kind of want to get off of that just because of the heart effects that it may have. And it definitely accelerates your heart when you take it. I love the itchy feeling. I love the pumps that it gives me.
That tingling sensation, like I'm ready.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely gives you a little boost in strength too and energy. So it's hard to let go, but it is something that I want to wean off of because it's just ultimately not really good for you.
Yeah. Remember the old C4
Yeah.
that they used to sell, the old original flavor or the formula where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you'd
yeah.
literally take a scoop and you'd be like wired.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I'm ready to go for like 4 hours in the gym.
Yeah, literally, we would take that before football games.
I would take that when I was going to the gym. I would take that and I would do like the raw scoop. So I just
Yeah.
scoop it straight into your mouth and drink water. And then I'd be on the Stairmaster for like 3 hours. And then I'd get out of there. And then like that's all I did.
That's
Stairmasters just
3 hours is insane on the Stairmaster. But
I feel like that's why I emphasize so much on running.
Yeah.
Because it's like that's like my biggest muscle is literally my legs.
For sure.
And my entire body. So it's like
Yeah.
I can run these bad boys, so I'm gonna run them.
Yeah. 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 Don't skip legs, man.
Yeah, don't skip legs. Yeah, you don't want to be that yoked up dude with them chicken legs.
It just
Like,
looks so bad.
It does.
In Mexico, there was a lot of that. I was like, what is going on here? Like,
Really?
why is everyone has the same training split here? Like,
No one runs anymore.
chest, shoulders, tries, buys. Chest, shoulders, tries, buys. Like, there's just no legs implemented. But yeah,
Do you ever do that like routine where it's like Mondays are like, I don't know, triceps, biceps, or like do you switch it or how do you do your routine?
I did do the whole bro split, like 2 muscle groups per session.
Okay.
But now it's just a push pull legs day, and I'm kind of incorporating more athletic training because, like I said, I don't want to be this brick that just kind of walks like the Hulk.
Mhm.
Like I want to be able to move, fall, jump, just move my body in ways that it's meant to move. Like there's like just full range of mobility, full range of motion. Sorry, is super important to me, and it's like I tell people like. I had this brother at church ask me, he's like, how important is stretching? I'm like, well, I don't know. When's the last time you like stretched your arms to this guy? He's like, I don't know if I've ever done that. I'm like, oh my God.
Brother, you're not going to the altar then.
I'm like, dude. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Man, but I'm like, do it right now. Dude, he could only go like here. I'm like, whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah, we gotta work on that.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Because I mean, and when you start getting older, it's like your body tenses up naturally and gets more stiff, and the less and less you move it, like obviously our elbows, our shoulders, they move because we're all constantly doing stuff, but like when's the last time like you fully try to like rotate your shoulder or your wrist, just like really getting into it and like thinking about it, and when you get older you're like you try to catch them, like, you're like, oh, my back. Like, when's the last time you stretched out or moved your back in the way that it's meant to move? And that's a huge recovery too. Like mobility and stretching is a big part of my fitness plan or
recovery system after or like a system that you have in place. I know for me, I've noticed that, and this is a trick that I do. I'll jump into the shower and get like hot water, and then that's where I'll do my stretches, which is kind of weird.
That's
but at the same time, it's like
no.
I'll do that before every single race because I know, like, dude, you'd be surprised how many people they're like, I'm ready to race, and they didn't stretch like literally right before. Boom, they get like a cramp instantly, or they pull something, and it's like, dude, we just started the race. You still have like X amount of miles to go, and you're already kind of limping because your calf muscles are like tensing up or something like that.
That's pretty smart. I mean, you're simulating a sauna, and
Yeah.
that's huge for recovery too. I haven't been doing that as often as I was, but that's another tool you can use for recovery.
Yeah. How do you feel about ice baths?
I like them. I don't do them as often because it's not readily available to me. But when it is,
I got one here.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have a big like.
Should we do it right now?
Hey, I got the ice in the freezer,
Oh, man. Okay.
dude. It's like one of those big metal troughs, and it's like, dude. I mean, one time me and Alex did a podcast in it, so we like filled it up with ice, and we're just literally like freezing. We're like, okay, so today we're gonna be talking about ice baths. No, but yeah, dude. Honestly, it's a cheap option to be able to just go to Home Depot and spend like $150.
Yeah.
Get it, and then just add ice. The only thing that sucks is the thing that's
cool.
like, keeping it cool. The moment you add water, you need a lot of ice to keep it cold because the moment you throw like 3 bags of ice, they'll melt quickly.
Right.
So it's like
Yeah.
that's only a downside about it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in the morning before you do anything, it's definitely a good way to wake up your nervous system,
Hmm.
get your body going, give it that shock that produces mitochondria, and that's one of the big benefits of it. Um, but yeah, I like it. It's definitely something I would do if I had it in my backyard.
Right.
There's this dude on Instagram has like day 1986 of doing an ice bath every morning. It's like,
Is that the
yeah,
guy that's like in Alaska or
yeah,
something like that?
dude.
I've seen that.
It's
He's
like
over here like
negative 40
literally with
degrees.
a
It's
bar
insane.
just breaking the ice. He's like, I'm ready, and jumps
Yeah.
in. Literally shirtless. It's like, dude, you see the mountaintops behind. It's like everything's ice and he's
Yeah.
getting into iced water.
Yeah, I mean, even the ice that he takes is like this thick.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's wild. But there's a lot of benefits to it because of the fact that for me, I noticed it after a race,
Hmm.
inflammation
For sure.
gone.
For sure.
You get that blood flow. I always see it as like um, what happens to your body is instantly your body tries to conserve as much heat to the vital organs.
Hmm.
That's why a lot of people when they're out in very cold temperatures they get frostbite and
Right.
then they end up losing fingers or stuff like that, toes. All the heat technically goes to the major organs, which is pretty much your heart, your all the major stuff.
Mhm.
And once you come out of that, so like you're submerged for a little bit, you come out, your body and you feel it, you feel that tingling sensation. Your body kind of like starts to release and flow of blood, new blood flow
Like a
everywhere,
flood, exactly.
and that feels amazing.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it feels amazing
Oh, yeah.
afterwards. Kind of like how you were saying, like going to the gym, you gotta put in your work, and then you feel amazing afterwards.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. The closest thing I did to that dude, though, in 2023, I took a cold shower every day.
Ooh.
Every
Okay.
day. No fail. And I definitely felt a lot better. But what I noticed was kind of weird. Like my hands would kind of stay purple like throughout the day. Like they wouldn't warm
Mm.
back up. It was kind of weird. And I felt like at the gym, I'm like, why are my hands purple? Like everything else was like, circulating and but my hands would be purple. I'm like, what the?
You're like you look like you got into a fight or something, huh?
It just was weird and it looked kind of gross. Like I was like,
Or
okay.
it looked pale too,
The
like
inside,
pale and
yeah,
purple.
but the out here it just looked purple. Like
Mm.
I don't know if it was that, but I stopped that, and I mean it went away. So I'm like, okay, maybe it was that.
Well, I mean, it is technically one of the further parts of your body. So, I mean, unless you're taking like one of the coldest showers ever, you're over here getting like
No,
pre-frostbite.
I mean, I don't think so, but yeah, I definitely was more alert. Definitely woke up my nervous system like this, and got that like shock that the ice bath gives you. It's not the same, but it definitely gives you that like, oh god,
Wakes you up in the morning. That's why for me, dude, coffee, iced coffee specifically, in the morning, you get that hit of caffeine and you get that cold, like in your system, like that's gonna wake you up.
for sure.
Because I know some people take like hot coffee in the morning. And I'm like, I don't know about hot coffee. I feel like
Yeah.
that just kind of warms you up. You get into the car and you're like, oh yeah, like I'm ready to go back to sleep. It's like, nah, I need something to wake me up
Yeah,
in the morning.
that makes me sweat. The coffee makes me sweat like crazy.
Yeah. Although that, I feel like if you're like after a workout, a hot coffee, it's not like, it's not like ideal, but like if you want to ever try it, you actually sweat even more.
Interesting.
It's weird. It's like
Yeah.
you're warming up your internal system after you just heated up your external system.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's talk about gym etiquette.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people that maybe are getting introduced to your page or the fact that you do a lot of fitness content, they want to get into it and they feel a little bit intimidated by the gym.
For sure. I mean, it's like that for most people when they start. I feel like I've had some family members that are like, I want to go, but I'm kind of scared to go. I'm like, there's nothing really to be scared about. I mean, everyone's in there trying to get better. I mean, everyone made that first step of getting there, and that's a huge breakthrough, I think. So it's not like everyone's always looking at everyone. I mean, I know people try to say that they're not, especially at the gym. People are looking at you or not looking at you. But in reality, everyone's more focused on themselves. Like, it's more like, all right, I gotta, either look like this or don't want to look like this. It's kind of like weird in that sense. But for the most part, no one's gonna like judge you. I'm like, you're at the gym, you're trying to get better. No one should be judging you for that. If anything, they should be applauding you for that. And I think that's the way it is for the most part. I've never really ran into some dude that's like, oh yeah, dude, did you see that fat dude? Like, why is he here? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense, So definitely get in there if you can, if you're scared, if that's something that you're scared about. I mean, don't let that hinder you or stop you from getting in there. There's one pet peeve of mine at the gym though, that it just irks me. Like, I hate when people don't put the weights back where they're supposed to go. And I mean, I will stop working out and fix it. I don't know if that's like a problem or an OCD problem. I don't know, but it does really bother me. And that is like gym etiquette that I do preach. There's a couple of videos I have on my page. And then also like slamming the weights unnecessarily. I understand when it's heavy weight and like you fail, or it's just heavy weight in general. I get it. Let the weight slam, whatever. But there's like a big difference when someone's being a little douche about it, where you're like, bro, come on,
like every single set
you're making
you're
a
dropping
scene,
the weight.
just you want people to see how much you're lifting, or I don't know what it is or what they get out of it. Maybe it motivates them, I don't know, but that is like a huge pet peeve of mine. And I think it is gym etiquette to not slam the weights. I mean, again, there's like a reasonable amount of slamming. It's a gym, you're lifting weights, you're full of adrenaline sometimes, and drop the weight it's fine, whatever. But there's like a big difference when someone's like, all right, bro, you're just annoying everyone here. Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
So that's another big one. And then like asking people if they're done with their sets or how many sets they have left on the machine is I don't know. It's kind of controversial on social media, as far as like, are you one of the ones that asks, or do you just wait around like the machine that you're trying to use? I go up to people. I don't care. I'm like, hey, how many more sets do you have? I hate waiting at the gym, beyond my like rest period. So I'll go up to someone. I'm like, hey, how many more sets do you have? And typically no one's like, why are you asking me that? Like, well, I'm at a gym. I want to know how many sets you have left because I want to use that machine. I mean, it's just kind of common sense. Like,
Yeah.
there's no meanness or like niceness to not. I don't know. I think it's just like, hey, how much longer do you have on there?
Right. Yeah.
And no one's like, oh my God. I don't know. Some people do get upset with that, but for the most part, I don't think so. I don't care. Please ask me.
Maybe they feel like they're getting rushed or something, but I feel like at the same time, it's like if you're sitting there on your phone and someone comes up to you and says, how many more sets? Well, then put down your phone and work out. Or even if you're almost done, like, yeah, no worries, you got it after me.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, I just got like a couple more.
That's
and
a good point. The phone, I do see that, and I'm like, I will rush them. I will ask them constantly. I'm like, hey, how many more sets do you have? Hey, how many more sets? Like, I do. That does also like another irk that I'm like, bro, are you working out or are you coming here to be on your phone? Like, I don't get it. Like, I get a 3-minute rest period. Sure, I'll give you that. But like anything more than that, you're just like wasting time here.
Yeah, you're taking
for
up
like
space.
Everyone else,
Yeah.
So when I see that, yeah, I will rush them because I don't care.
Do you feel like there's like, now that kind of like how earlier in the podcast I was asking you about the whole, like, now that there's more, I guess you could say, influencers and more phones and possibly even tripods or stuff like that out at gyms, do you feel like that's like causing a problem, or do you think it's like, oh, it's just like someone with their gear, it doesn't really matter, it's common now?
So at the gym I go to, which is Legends Barbell Gym, it's like very influencer friendly, I would say. It's like really normal to see a tripod, to see a camera, to see phones up, which kind of helped me, because at first I'm like, this is such a cringe to put up a tripod, like record myself working out. Like, this is so weird, and I'm just like, and that gym helped me in that sense, or in that regard, where I'm like, who cares? Like, everyone's doing it. And then it just kind of helped me be like, dude, who cares? Like, honestly. And then it transitioned into other areas of life where I'm like, bro, who cares about what people think? Like, and I learned that really young too, as far as like, there was this kid that would always ask me for my lunch or my snacks. And, if I didn't get him, okay, I'm just gonna repeat how he would say. He's like, if I didn't give him or share my snacks, he'd be like, "Wow, bro, you're so gay, bro." Like, and it would like saying you're so gay is not
Like that was gonna be like,
politically
oh
okay,
well, I'm
correct.
not gay. Like here's my snacks.
No, it's just like him, like, just being mean towards me because I didn't give him my snacks. And then if I would give him my snacks, then he would find something else to like clown me about, and it made me realize, like, okay, I give him my snacks or I don't give him my snacks, they're still kind of like making fun of me or like trying to bully me.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, okay, I really don't care what they think now anymore. And it this is like seventh grade that this happened, where I made it like, I don't care what people think now. Like it doesn't.
Mm.
I can't let that affect me. And I
Right.
mean, now being older, you realize that that's such a big problem. Like people really, what people do to other people really affects that person. Um, Even like whatever they say. And sorry, what were we talking about before that?
Uh, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank now too.
We could just cut this part out.
I know we're gonna have to cut this part out. Being afraid to have a camera or,
Yeah.
tripod at the gym.
Yeah. So it was kind of like another. So going back to seventh grade, that like transition of not caring what people think, it was kind of like a re-encounter with that feeling. Like,
Mm.
wait, I can just like, why was I so scared about putting a camera up or a tripod up? Like, who cares? Like,
Mhm.
who cares? Like, honestly, like, what does it matter? Like, when you really think about it, like, who cares?
Nowadays, everybody has a camera that they're either doing something with. I mean, like even for you, you're doing it for like a specific goal to be a fitness online coach.
Right.
For other people, it might just be personal stuff, but still, like I don't think it causes a problem at all. I think the only problem that there might be is that internal one. How you're saying like, I don't care what other people think. Some people struggle with that, and I guess what advice would you give someone that currently maybe is our age that wants to do something similar to you, that has the capability but only has that fear of like, I'm afraid what people are going to think if I pull out my tripod, my phone to record myself doing
Yeah.
a gym workout.
Yeah. So, I mean, the only thing you can change is you and the way you think about things and what you do. The only thing you have power to change is what you can do with you, honestly. And people are always going to judge, or people are always going to say whatever they're going to say, whether you put a tripod or you don't. Like, it does take a while to realize that, and be okay with that. But once you do find that comfort in, like, you know what, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, and a big one for me is like, I'm a little risky. I take risks that maybe most people won't, in the sense of like, yeah, I'll ride my bike on this like 6-inch trail with the one side the cliff and the other the mountain. Like, most people would see that line, they're like, I could barely walk that, you know.
Let alone bike it.
But my mentality is like, well, we're all gonna die one day, and I don't think that that day's gonna come one day sooner or one day later. So if it's my day, well then, so be it. I'd rather die on, falling off a mountain than slipping on a banana and hitting my head on the concrete. I tell my mom this all the time, and now it's like kind of clicked in her head. But we can transition that into like the confidence that it kind of allows you to have, where I'm like, I don't care. Like,
Right.
this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. Like, you don't like it? Guess what? I don't care, bro. Like, it takes a while to get there, but once you do find that, it does bring a lot of confidence into a lot of areas of your life, where you can just, kind of do whatever you want and not really be bothered by what the outside opinions are going to say about it.
Yeah. No, I've definitely would say that once someone unlocks that, I guess, confidence or that, I guess, capability of not caring what other people think, they are open to a freedom that they'll never know unless they went through that. So
Yeah.
going to the gym, being able to work out with a tripod there, going to the pool, taking their shirt off, that confidence of just, I don't care if they're going to judge me, I don't care, whatever. Maybe even like me, I'm one of the bigger, heavier runners, and like doing all the events, everyone is normally faster than me.
Yeah.
I'm most of the time the slowest one, but at the same time, I don't care because I'm not doing it for them. I'm not doing it to beat anybody in races. I'm doing it just because I want to do it. I want to challenge myself and make myself better.
Yeah.
And same thing with you. To be able to put up your camera and record yourself, it also leads into as an example for other people to be able to see you and be like, if he could do it and he's willing to do it and he's good at it now, how can I do that and be more like Roger?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I wouldn't say try to be like me. I always advocate trying to be yourself, because that's what I do essentially. I like being myself. I feel that being genuine is a very great characteristic, and it's not very common, or as common as it should be. So all I do is really just be myself on the camera. Like, I know it took a while to be there, before it's like you kind of want to like look away from the camera.
Right.
But essentially that's what I try to do. I try to be myself, and it started really just by trying to track progress. And then I had a couple people like, well, you should post it. You're already doing it. And I'm like, I guess, yeah, sure. I should do that, and so I did start posting. And again, it's cringy until it's not. Like, and I'm still kind of at that cringy phase, but I do think that I'll get to a point where I'm like, yeah, it was cringy, but now it's not. And I mean, mentally, I'm like, I don't care. It's not cringy to me anymore. Like, some videos do worse. Some videos do better. Some videos are cringy. Some videos aren't. And it's just like, you don't ever know until you do it. Like, that's another thing. Like, if you don't put yourself in front of opportunities, you never know if those opportunities are there. And so, yeah, I would encourage them to just start small, maybe have someone else record you. It's a little bit different when someone is like recording, and they can kind of maybe hide it, like it's not just a tripod's there. You can try with that. And that's kind of how I started. My uncle would record me. I didn't even ask him either. He just kind of would record. Again, it's kind of just progress.
Right.
Seeing
the befores and afters.
Yeah, you can start with that, and that kind of takes it off, and then you just kind of slowly start getting more comfortable with it, and yeah, it just kind of becomes normal, I guess.
Right. So you started posting, then you're kind of transitioning into this coaching style. At what point did you feel like, okay, I've now reached a point where not only am I guess, motivation for other people or encouraging other people, but now I'm to the point where I'm going to teach other people how to?
Yeah, so it started. So understanding physiology and the anatomy, it really helps you internally visualize what your body's doing when you're working out. And knowing the biomechanics of the body, it really, really helps you like target certain muscles. And a lot of people struggle to hit like the lateral head of the shoulder or like the rear head of the tricep, just like nitty gritty areas of certain muscles. And like I said, being able to internally visualize the body, you're able to target those muscles that people tend to have difficulty targeting. And knowing this, it kind of makes it fun, or at least for me, it made it fun to like, okay, I want to, and at first I would close my eyes and I would really just picture the muscle that I want to hit. And it's like, I'm getting kind of like nerdy about it, but it's kind of how it is. And this is like at the point of like sculpting your body, there's a lot of dudes that will go in there and just like lift weight, and yeah, they're getting a workout, they're circulating blood, and they feel good. They're still working out for sure. But there's a lot of people that are like looking for that aesthetic, or like they want their shoulders to look a certain way, or they want their triceps or abs to look a certain way, but they're doing these exercises without being intentional about them. And so it just kind of forms a blob, not literally, but there's just like no focus on one detailed area. And like, it's not to say that you can burn fat off of a certain area, but you can definitely target muscle stimulation when you are intentional about it. So knowing that, I knew that I knew stuff that other people didn't. Like even my uncle, like I've taught him a lot of things, and he's taught me a lot of things too. Obviously, having 20 years of experience ahead of me.
Right.
But there's stuff that I've taught him where, dude, I'm like, all right, think about doing it like this, and then he'll be like, oh, I feel it where where we need to fill it now. Like,
Mm.
oh, okay. And seeing that click, it's like such a joy to me. And that was one spark that was like, I feel like I could help people like target or help them understand how their body's moving or working. But it really more started with people asking me. They're like, "Hey, do you train? Like, I would like for you to train me." And I'm like, "No, I don't." Like, I'm like, but I would still like. I'm like, I can help you. Like, if you want. Like, I don't train, but sure, like I could. Like, I know that I could. Like, that's not a question. I never doubted that. But it was just like, no, I don't do that. But I'll help you. Like, what do you need help with? And I would help them with whatever exercise they were wanting help with. So it started more with people asking me if I train and if that's something that I could do for them. And I was like, well, I should probably capitalize on this. People are asking me. I'm kind of already getting clients without having, a product or a service. So all that's really left is to create the service, I guess. So that's kind of where it started. Talked to a friend of mine who had online training going already. And yeah, I kind of followed his footsteps a little bit and, started doing that. It's not, I'm not super active on it, as much as I was, but I recently started taking in-person clients just because, so like the online works to an extent. I feel like you have to have some level of motivation, some level of discipline and determination, for the online stuff to work for you. If you're not doing everything I say on this online program, I'm going to know because the results are not going to be there.
Right.
In person, I like it because I'll train with you 3 times a week. I like 3 times a week minimum. And I can, tweak certain things there in the moment where it's like I can help you with intensity because a lot of people lack intensity at the gym where it's like, bro, you could have done 20 pounds more on this exercise, or you could have done at least 2 more reps, all with balance. But of course, like, it's just like, I've run into a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, I did 4 sets of 10. I'm like, well, what weight? They're like 20s. And I'm like, well, was it hard? They're like, no, I did it pretty easy. I'm like, yeah. So it's just like stuff like that where I'm like, okay, that was way too easy. Let's go up, 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it is. So help with like intensity like that. Help with form and quality of reps, which is super important. Again, going like full range of motion, full mobility. And then it allows me to see if like, their right knee caves in on their squat, or their left hip is slanted to the right when they squat. And it allows me to correct it. And if they can't correct it there on the exercise, then we can do exercises to help correct that in general. Because when I started lifting, I noticed my right knee caved in on my squats. And typically you want kinetic energy to work together, right? So if there's a missing link from your ankle to your hip, being the knee, the missing link, well, you're a lot weaker and less stable. So now you're more prone to injury and you're less, or you're weaker. So it took a lot of time to correct that knee caving in, and now I'm a lot more stable and even per se. But see that those are things that I can see in person, and that's one thing I like about in-person training. Of course, it takes my time away, but it is something that I do enjoy doing. So it's not like, it's not like work per se. So
because you're already going to be at the gym, might as well get paid to be at the gym.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. In a weird way, you're kind of not only coaching them and making them better, but you're also with creating a better form and a better technique. You're preventing injuries
For sure.
because, like you're saying, with that knee, with the buckling of the knee during a squat, if it buckles hard enough, you're going down with that weight.
Yeah.
And unless that person that's spotting you can handle that weight in that quick instance, that knee might blow out.
Yeah.
And that's not good because then you're out of the gym for a bit. But either way, you got to go to the hospital, see what's going on with either ligament or something that could have been damaged there, maybe even surgery. So it's like all this stuff can be prevented with good coaching. And I can see why you would want to do more in person versus online, do you feel like you're kind of pushing more to do in person versus the online?
Currently, yeah, a little bit more in person, just like I said for that. And also the online part is a lot of unnecessary babysitting. I hate to call it that. But I would just get bombarded with texts saying, "Can I eat this? Can I swap this out for this? And or can I change my work? Can I not work out this?" And I'm like, bro, I gave you what you need to do. Now just do it. And if you have questions on like certain things, yeah, of course I'm here. I'm available to that. But it just was like a lot of repetition on a lot of things that maybe aren't common sense, but I've already answered this, and now you're asking me a fifth time. Like, why are you asking me again? I already answered. Like, and that was like the negative part of online coaching. It's not all, they weren't all like that, but that was like a common pattern that I did see, and it was kind of bothering me a little bit. And the in-person, I'm there with you for an hour, hour and a half, whatever the training time may be. And I just find it a lot more enjoyable, and I find that the client is a lot more engaged and receiving more knowledge and benefit in person than online.
It's almost like you need to create kind of like your version, Roger's version of P90X, and then promote that and be like, look, do this, stick to that. There is no online coaching except for that version of it. And then the rest of the stuff focus on like personal, creating that clientele list that's going to constantly be seeing you, that's going to be constantly seeing the progress that you could follow along with. And then also promote that, being like, look, I'm working with these clients, but these are just like this is the starter package.
Right.
This is the P90X Roger edition. And from that point, you can see the rest of the stuff. And if you're locally, you can be a client of mine.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool to be able to do that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Because I feel like that would be a perfect strategy for you, where you're not so much focusing on like, oh, can I eat this? Can I switch out the vegetables with the Twinkies? It's like, no, come on, dude. Like, I gave you a list.
Right.
Instead of that, like, focus like, look, P90X. No one contacts the coach for P90X.
Right.
It's like they just do P90X.
That's right.
Or what is the other one? Insanity.
Yeah.
Insanity. It's like you do two versions of that. Like, here's the lightweight, the beginner one, and then this is the like, because technically you've been doing calisthenics too, so that you could do that. Like, hey, today we're gonna do a workout. It's just all body weight. Hey, today we're gonna do a workout. You have to have at least 10-pound dumbbell. And then it's like, hey, we're going to do a super heavy duty workout where you're going to be dying. The intent, like 3 levels of it. They could choose whichever one they want, which most of the time they go for the middle option or something like that. But I feel like I could see that happening. And that way you're, 1, getting some money from there, and 2, focusing on what you love, which is working with the individual person.
Right.
So I think that would be awesome for the next time we have you on the podcast to hear if that worked out for you.
Yeah, no, that's really smart, because that goes to like, that's why I said you have to have some level of motivation and determination and discipline to do the online portion, because a lot of it's on your own. Like I'm not physically there pushing you through your workouts. And I mean, if you're, like I said, you have those 3 qualities, you'll do fine online. But if you don't, and you kind of need that person to be there pushing you through every set, through every rep, then that's where online might not be so good for you. But like you said, it'd be like more targeted audience with that, like, here's a full package deal and take it. And if you follow it, this is what you'll get. And if you don't, well, then we'll know. But yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, because then at that point, you could add in like, oh, you also get like 3 different versions of the like a specific diet or nutritional guide, where it's like, eat these types of foods, do this type of workout, do it 3 times a day, or not 3 times a day, 3 times a week. You're going to see results.
Right.
And you'd be surprised how many people would be like, okay, let's do it.
No, yeah.
You gave me a list of what to do. You gave me a list of what to eat. Let's do it and see what happens. And you're probably going to get a lot of people that are like, oh, shoot. Roger knows what he's talking about. All right. Well, before we get closer to ending this, I wanted to kind of go through like a little speed round of some questions that I had for you.
Let's do it.
And Let's see. I got okay, cardio versus weights. Which one do you prefer?
Cardio. Sorry, weights for sure. You can implement cardio into your weight session. By reducing the rest periods in between your sets. Um, I do cardio because I like cardio. Like I surf, I run, but that's just because I like doing that stuff. But if I had to choose one, I would definitely be lifting weights.
Okay. Gym, no gym, or home gym?
Uh, Gym, because definitely having a crowd and especially like other dudes that you're like, damn, I aspire to look like you, or I aspire to lift that much weight. You have that there motivating you there
I never thought about
all
that.
the time. I mean, and same. I've had a lot of dudes come up to me and be like, dude, you motivate me to get here. Whatever it is, it's there's a place of like-minded people that you're doing that there, and it's there, and it just holds its own spot for your life, or part of my life.
Nice. Okay. Carnivore diet versus vegan diet.
Carnivore all the way. Man.
Carnivore all the way. That's what I like to hear. That's why I'm going to sign up for the P90X Roger edition. All right. And then the last part of it, the gym slang. We need to ask about the gym slang. So I'll mention one and you tell me what it is, because we'll play it off like I don't know. PR.
So that's a personal best or a personal record. That just means if you bench 275 and that's the most weight you've ever benched, and then you bench 300 the next day, well, then that's a new PR.
Nice. Reps.
Reps is just the amount of repetitions that you're going to do in one set or one round, you can say. A set is like a round. And in that round, you do 10, 8, 12 repetitions of the exercise.
And then I guess the follow-up one was sets.
Yeah. Sets are just like rounds. Typically, cookie cutter thing that most people are seeing is 3 to 4 sets. 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps.
Gotcha. Failure.
Failure is pushing to the limit. I mean, say you are squatting and you're at your 10th rep. And that 10th rep was already pretty hard. You struggled to muscle it up. That 11th set, you went down, you're coming up, and boom, you can't. There's no strength left. There's no more energy left in the muscle to go. You've fully failed on that rep where you just fully hypertrophy. You came to full hypertrophy and just destroyed that muscle.
The pump.
The pump is when you're feeling that blood flow enter the muscle that you're targeting, and I mean it looks like you blew it up with a balloon, essentially. Like Arnold, in his
Pumping iron.
Yeah. You feel the biceps, and
Let's say you want to train your biceps. The blood begins to flow into the tricep. And
yeah. So the blood flows in there, and it just feels way more massive and full.
Spot.
Spot is when you have a spotter. So say you're benching, you're going for 315 and you PR, and now you ask someone to spot you. So just in case you don't hit the weight, they're there to spot you with a lift.
Gains.
Gains is just another word for progress, or you're starting to see certain muscles pop out that you didn't see before. Yeah.
Superset.
Superset is when you do 2 exercises together. Like me, I like to do dips and then go straight to push-ups, and you do those hand in hand. So like one set would be 10 dips and then 10 push-ups, for example.
This one I was actually kind of surprised with. Dooms or DOMS. I hadn't heard that one either though.
I'm not sure.
I just said that it was a delayed onset muscle soreness. I don't know if you've heard that one before.
Not really, but that typically happens with leg day, where like the next day you're not that sore, but then the second day you're just like, oh, dude, my legs are sore.
I've had that a couple different times where it's like the next day I'm not sore at all. the following day, it's like, whoa, like it hit, I knew it was gonna hit me this following day,
Yeah.
not the next day. Bro, bro technically is one, if you think about it. You hear that a lot. What's up, bro?
Yeah, I mean,
Jim bro.
Jim bro. I mean, for me, it's just another way to say what's up when I forgot your name.
That's true. Ooh, okay. Roided.
Roided, it means someone's on steroids, or I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're on steroids, but typically it means like, dude, you're on steroids, or it looks like you're on steroids. But typically it's someone that's on steroids.
Cut.
Cut is when you enter a caloric deficit and you went from a bulk, which is something that you're trying to gain mass, put on some muscle size, some lean tissue. And then the cut is when you're trying to reduce the body fat percentage.
The next one was pretty much bulk.
Yeah, bulk is just when you're trying to put on size, get as heavy as you can, cleanly, or clean bulk.
Shredded.
Shredded is when you're just diced like a Greek sculpture. I mean, you can see the abs, the obliques, the serratus anterior, the pecs. You can just see every cut. I mean, you just look shredded.
Oh, I like how you described that, because you just used cut in it. Jacked.
Jacked is kind of the same, but jacked is all together put. Like, you can't be small and be jacked. You can be small and be shredded, but you can't be small, or you can't be small and jacked. Jacked is like a well put, like, all right, that fool's jacked. Like, he could definitely move some weight. He's shredded. You can see his veins. He's just like all around jacked.
Okay, that's a good description. And then the last one, natty.
Natty, are you natural or not? Are you taking performance enhancing drugs or not, essentially?
It's like that TRT or any type of steroids or something like that.
Yeah.
Versus being all natural.
Yeah. So that's what natty is. I am natty. So
you're the definition of natty, sir.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, thank you, Roger. We're gonna end this.
Yeah, let's do it.
It was awesome to have you on, and I hope to bring you back on later on, and hopefully that business idea it works out.
That'd be cool, man.
Alrighty,
Had a great time.
Let's end this. Bye, everybody.